Hello, how y'all doing? This is Joanna. Hopefully you're having a really, really good Saturday. As I'm recording a little bit in advance. I always do that. I got some great news. And this is why you don't slam the door in opportunities face. One of the things I've been working on is getting a job, and I literally got one. So it's currently at the time of recording, it's 5:30 in the morning. So I'm trying to set myself up a little bit for some success. You know how it is. You get a job, you're just oh crap. It's great, it's good, but you also try to go, okay, how do I adjust my own personal schedule around it? You know what I mean? So I was I don't want to record until later because I'm that's just gonna be nasty. Not because of not because it's a bad idea, more because of I don't want to get tired and be silent too much. I'd rather talk. Let's just go with the Brewers, face them. Be we're gonna get pounded. We're the Pirates, so it's kind of. Oh, and I forgot if I totally put the DH on. I don't know why I do that. Just part of me is it doesn't really matter. It's we're a bad team. Who cares? You know what I mean? It's who really cares about the DH as much as I do? I mean, to be honest with you, I put it on just for convenience. I'm a Red Sox fan. I've been with the Red Sox my whole life, so I don't know a lot about non-DH stuff. You know what I mean? It's actually really simple, but to be honest with you, I just don't know how to do double switches or anything like that, so that's why I don't do it. Let's save the game before I even forget, because I'm let's do that, because I started this team last night, and I was I'm gonna just play the San Diego Padres, and then I'm I forgot to freaking save. It didn't piss me off, but it was oh great, brilliant. You know what I mean? And it was obviously the first week of the season, so it wasn't a big deal, but I was damn it. Yeah. I'm excited for my dishwashing job. To be honest with you, I'm trying to like I said, I'm trying to kill time right now because it's 5:30 in the morning. I didn't plan on being up this early as much. You know what I mean? So it's one of those okay, we gotta kill time. We gotta do something here to productive, but not super productive. For me, that's a weird balance because it's you want to be oh, you want to take a shower, you want to do certain things, but you also got to remember hey, you're not really at the point where you should take a shower or get dressed because God forbid you mess up something. To use an example, it's kind of if you spill some sauce, mustard, for example, on your clothes, you don't want to do that. So you want to play it safe, but you don't want to play it too safe. It's a weird balance because I want to eat, and I'm probably gonna eat in a second when I'm done with this video. But yeah, I hate saving games like this, but you know what? It makes a lot of sense, to be honest. You know what I mean? Just in that, hey, oh. Also, I mean, yeah, right? I didn't save last night, so save it now, that kind of thing. It's just, yeah, I haven't played as the Pirates in a while. I haven't really been, playing baseball in a while, you know what I mean? It's just when my PS4 crapped out, I was kind of just going to play football, then I'm you know what, maybe we should just, chill. Alright, so obviously our catcher needs to sit on the bench because he's at like 43%. And I mean, I love my catchers, but usually when they hit like that, I just put them on the bench. So we're gonna do that and not talk about it, right? Be like, do that, do it, just do it. Don't talk later. You know, what are you doing? Talk later. Okay, so we're gonna. Usually catchers bat at the bottom of the order, especially like if they're like this, where they're not very good. So, yeah, it's gonna be weird. Just like trying to look at the lineup here, because some of these sometimes I forget like who's playing, who's sitting, kind of thing. You know, that's kind of usually where I'm at. Is like, okay, you know what I mean? And that, like, oh, better just check than to like run out and not do anything. All right, so we're up top of the order. Okay, that's good. It's like one of those things where I'm like, yeah, I should probably start playing. You know. I can't believe that they came back to me. You know what I mean? That's kind of what sucks about this job, and I'm not saying that in a bad way. I totally love jobs, you know, and I love the idea of having a job. But like, I thought they were like gonna move on because like I can only work certain hours, so I can't really do anything like more than like a part-time job. So it was like, oh, you know what I mean? Just in that, like, you know what I'm saying? In that way of like, okay, part-time job is great, but I can't really work more than, 16, 20 hours a week. 20 hours a week max, to be honest. So it's like, okay, 20 hours a week, that's not a lot. And that's like, to be honest with you, I wish I knew some of this stuff going in. So, like, you know how it is. I can only work 16 hours. Like, a little late to tell the employer that. But they came back to me. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's like one of those things. They must be desperate in that good way. They need my services. Oh, hell yeah. All I gotta do is get some slacks. Really? I mean, because like I didn't really think they were gonna like come back to me. I was like, oh, I'm not gonna buy the shoes. I had to tell them that. I was like, it was kind of weird because they gave me no time to prepare. They notified me a day before, so I'm trying to. It's not like I'm not really in the wrong here. You know what I mean? I'm just like kind of flat-footed. Another thing is with the shoes, I gotta tell them like, bro, it's fine. I'm not trying to like start problems, but because I have big feet, I need to go get shoes like from Amazon, and that's gonna be like maybe next week because to be honest with you, it takes 2 days or whatever it takes to ship. So next week would be probably the earliest if I can get some shoes, you know what I mean? And to be honest with you, it's more than likely going to be when I get the paycheck. So, yeah, and I would say it to them like that. Like, I could get it next week if I really, to be honest with you, if they tell me, oh, you need it next week, I'll have to suck it up and ask my parents for like $40 or $35 and like, figure it out. You know what I mean? But it's like $50, whatever. As I swing way too early at that, right? Be like, oh, not good. Yeah, so we're about like 10 minutes in, and I literally just started playing about 8 minutes in, 8:30 to 9, and I can't believe I can believe that, but I'm also like, as you can tell, I'm very excited to do this job because it's a job I've done before. It's literally using a machine to wash dishes ain't, this like complicated thing, Like I've literally done this job in high school, so I'm just happy to do this. I'm happy to get the slacks. Because like I just I didn't even have like the like they told me to like they had a shirt for me. That's great. I'm like, well, yeah. So I didn't even have to get like you know how it is. Sometimes you got to get the uniform, but sometimes you don't. I didn't even have to really get the uniform. You know what I mean? 'Cause slacks are one thing. I could get slacks any day of the week, but getting, you know, the other parts are really tough, you know. And I can't, you know what I mean? Like that's nice. Get a little single up the middle. Right? Be like, oh, it's so good to not like have to worry about shit as much, you know. And like in a good way, you know, be like, oh yeah. I get a little double up the middle basically because you hit the right spot. Good. Yeah, I'm like excited. I'm pumped. You know, whew, you know what I mean? It's like one of those things when you realize, you know, not that suffering is over, because obviously it's probably just begun. Like to be honest with you, with physical demands and things like that, but you know what I mean. It's like, oh, life can be a little easier now, you know. Not just like, especially like when you realize I don't even come close to earning the maximum amount of money that I could get for disability. That's like awesome, awesome sauce, you know. Because I did the math. I'm like, yo, I better make sure last night. I mean, before I even start working there, I'd rather tell them right now, like, I can only work, you know, X amount of hours. But, you know, like, DSS, all that stuff, I'm like, ooh. You know what I mean? But SSI, disability, is so important, you know, for me, because that's a good safety net. It's because once you lose it, you can't get it back. So, yeah. You know, until retirement. So it's like, okay, I'm not even close to that age, you know, so yeah, I gotta keep that in mind. I love when I'm like, I know where that pitch is, that's a very hittable pitch, and I swing way early. That's like, it's hard, because I'm so used to like playing MLB The Show and playing at the right speed, so yeah. It's not like a bad thing. It's actually, like I said, I'm really just happy to have a job, happy to play, happy to do things. But it gets so annoying when you're like excited and you're just like, oh, I gotta do this. I gotta do this right the hell now. The only thing I'm worried about is like, what am I gonna do? Uh, no, that should be a run. To be honest with you, or at least it's a single. You know, that's always good. Hard hit ball back up the middle. I don't think it's gonna be a run, but whatever. Like, that's what to be honest with you, I gotta get my power on, because I've been doing this whole like single shit, and it's not bad. It's just like, oh, I should have drove that ball. You know what I mean? And of course, he almost gets doubled up off first, or he does. No, he didn't get doubled up, but it's like, come on, man. Yeah, like I played as the Mets. I've just been like, you know what though? Oh, it's like whatever. Like doubles are good, but or singles are good so long as you don't get like screwed too much, you know. What I mean singles are good is like in that case. I mean that's not like the worst outcome. Clearly, the worst outcome is a double play, and then I go back to pitching, which I have lost my touch sometimes. Like it's like one of those things. Like sometimes you know when you lose your touch. Sometimes you go like, oh, it's not like sometimes like you know like my definition of losing the touch is giving up 7 runs. You know, when I go like, oh, I gave up 3 runs and I lose, that's offense. I got to get better at that. But when it's like 7 runs, it's The pitching hasn't been great, And I mean to say that with like, a little bit of confidence, right? 7 runs is too much, but 3 or 4, those are very competitive. I mean, those ain't bad. So yeah. Come on, get through the hole. Yes, we got a run out of this. The first inning gets off with not a bang because that's not really well hit, but yeah, right. Be like hit it right through that hole. That's great. You know, especially because he was late. I mean, that wasn't a good pitch to hit anyways, but he was late, so yeah. Uh, Darryl Ward. Uh, so weirdly, because I'm not used to being up this early all the time. I mean, lately I've been up early, but this is like a little bit too early. Unfortunately, that's a weak pop-up. Damn it. And I'm hungry. I'm like starving myself here, and I'm like, that's not good. You know? I mean, like, I don't want to do that. I want to get the hell. It's like, damn it. Because we hit the minimum, so it's like one of those things I'm like, yeah, but I want to keep going because I didn't start recording until, I didn't start playing the game until a little later, so it's like, okay, maybe just, you know, it's not even like a minimum thing. It was like, oh crap, I didn't start playing the actual game until like, maybe about 8 to 10 minutes in, so go a little deeper. As much as I can. I don't know if my computer's going to let me, but, and that should be a run or 2. That's nice too. Like, that's just right in the gap. Good. That was like, I mean, it wasn't on time. It wasn't like pulled or early, but that's actually really good, job hitting. Take advantage of what they give you. You know what I mean? I don't know if I try him at third, because, like, that's too, it's not really, oh, maybe they will. Nope. Extra base hits are always good like that. I don't care about home runs, but, yeah, extra base hits are always good. Now we're going to save. Not because I really think it's a great idea, but because it's like, bro, let's just save it. Save state. And I don't have to worry about the Mets. Because I just, there we go. I was like, I just saved the Mets, so I'm like, don't worry about that save state, just do it again, Especially when the memory card is like good, you know what I mean? We're having a good game here, I think. Like, not because of, I mean, obviously, 2-run firsts are good, but, 3-run firsts are better, You know what I mean? So, yeah. Man, I'm hungry, but I'm like, I don't want to make a sandwich. I don't want to do much right now. I'm like, as we come close to like 20 minutes, A little early. And that wasn't probably the best pitch to hit anyway, so, yeah. Just trying to like chill, just trying to like get my head straight. You know what I mean? It's like a good spot to like just, I don't want to say relax, but, do that. You know what I mean? Especially when you realize you don't have the issues that you thought you did. You know? Like, yes. You know? Yeah. Yes. Like, the whole reason I was up and making 2 videos and like last, I think on for Friday, was I thought I had bed bugs and I don't, so that's great, you know, right? Like, be like, yes, out of the frying pan into the safety, you know. You know what I mean? I don't think I do. I haven't seen anything. I don't have any bite marks, and that's just fantastic. You know, that's like that's one of those things I was kind of like on the fence about, you know? You know what I mean? So it wasn't like I was like, it's an out, isn't it? Yeah, it's an out, unfortunately. That's on the inning. Oh well. I didn't time it right, but what are you gonna do? Keep it going for a little bit longer. I'm like, yeah. I don't know. I mean, part of me is just like, I'm chilling. Don't need to do much. You know? Might just call it. I don't freaking know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm like, I should probably start like looking to get ready. Like looking to like at least, you know, do some other things I might need to do, which is like throw out the trash, stuff that I don't really record, you know? And also, I mean, end on a good note. Don't end on the note of being like pissed, you know? That's what I try to do sometimes. I'll be like, yeah, no, I don't want to end on the note where I'm pissed. I don't know. I'm like, oh, I gotta take my meds, I gotta eat, and take out the trash, I gotta do that stuff, you know? Gotta just make this place a little bit more presentable, I guess. I don't know. Just like, yeah. Alright, I'll let you go. I'll let it all I guess I should just stop. Not because I'm like angry, because it's like, yo, I already gotta stop. Alright, thank you for watching. Have a great day, and peace.